Very good evening, every one of you. I'm going to give you just idea about geography as optional, how it is. There are various myths about geography in the market, and what is the reality. We'll understand the myths. We'll understand how the syllabus is there. Then, along with the syllabus, we'll also understand the nature of the geography and its various topics. What are the books? And then we'll also understand how to score in the geography optional. So this is the objective of the session. First, to understand the syllabus in detail. After that, we'll have the idea about the nature of various topics in the geography paper 1, paper 2. What are the various book list and the resources? Relevance in general studies, prelims and mains examination. About the classes, how they are going to be conducted and how I'm going to teach you. And definitely the last point, that is various myths surrounding this options, right? So this is the main aim and objective of this session. So this will give you the clarity in the thought that why should you take geography as a optional. So before dwelling into geography optional and understanding geography optional and its various facets or various aspects, let us first understand the most important question, that is, what is the role of any optional subject in UPSC civil service examination, final merit list में selection में, what is the role of any optional? Let that be geography, let that be PSIR, let that be sociology, let that be Kannada, let that be Marathi literature or anything. What is the huh? Yeah, very. So what do you think? What is the role of optional? How you decide the role of optional? So let us make this session interactive. So myself Ashish, and I'm the faculty at InsightsIAS since past 4 years. I teach geography optional, environment ecology, internal security. This is my academic background at InsightsIAS. I'm a software engineer by profession. After 2012, I shifted to this civil services career. So now it has been almost 9 years, a decade in this field. And I started my journey of teaching 4 years back. Before that, in my total 6 attempts, I have given 5 mains with geography as optional. 2 times I had been to civil services interview. Okay. And in CAPF examination 2014-15, I secured all India rank 55. But I have not joined the service because I love to teach, so I'm continuing with this profession. So this is about me, right? So having an idea about this geography as optional since past decade and teaching since past 4 years, I can tell you all the sides of any optionals, right? So, so in that case, let me address this question about optional subject. Optional subject, any optional subject plays a pivotal role in your final merit list because optional subject essentially carries 500 marks, right? Your general studies paper, I know that you are knowing this, but despite that, I'm telling you a few important things. Total GS carries 1000 marks and essay basically 250 marks. So these are 1250. Am I right? GS 1, 2, 3, 4 and 250. These are the total amount of marks that we have, and these are the optional marks. Generally, in the present times, when I'm giving the statistics, I will be speaking on the statistics with respect to, so these are the 2 authentic sites which presents each year the reports and gives how various optionals have performed, how many students appeared from which optional, what is the success rate, etc. Right? So considering 2019, because the recent data is 2019, 2020, and 2021. We'll speak about these 3, and then from 2013 till 2018. So if you understand all these things, what we see is that in the recent times, the average score in the final merit list that any optional is getting, if you're scoring around 280 marks in any optional, I'm not speaking about geography. In any optional, if you're scoring 280 or 280 plus, that essentially means that you are scoring very good marks. Excellent means 300 plus in the recent times. Question is how to score these 2 things. before that, because since these 2 marks are very essential in the final list, you need to know that this optional subject should work out for you. Question is, what are the, on which parameters you are going to basically choose this optional? So most important is the area. You should be first of all knowing the syllabus of any optional, accompanied by some of the previous year questions. I do agree that you won't understand any word initially, but still you have to go through the syllabus of any optional. Before taking any optional, you have to go through the syllabus and see at least 2021 ka paper and 2020 ka paper, right? After that, for any XYZ, we are speaking about any optional. Then I will come to geography. So first, see the syllabus. After seeing the syllabus, you should also see few of the NCRTs, important NCRTs. You should go through it so that you will get an idea about the subject. Depending upon this, you will understand whether do you have interest in the subject. If the answer is yes, then you should also look out for the references, the book list, and the guidance. Depending upon this, you also should consider performance of the optional in the past 4-5 years. Along with it, also its relevance in the general studies paper. These are the 6 main parameters. Depending upon these 6 parameters, you have to choose the optional. It is not that you should follow with the flow or with the myth that this optional is doing very well or the syllabus is very short. Please, I request, do not go with the rumors, because this year again we have all India rank 12 who have scored extraordinary 306. So yes, definitely geography results are the maximum that we'll see today, right? But first, have a clarity that why you should choose any option. Here we are speaking in the context of geography. So we are going to consider these main 6 aspects today, right, about geography as an option. Now, first and the foremost important is, let us understand how this geography optional syllabus is framed by UPSC. In syllabus of UPSC, it mentions there are total 20 chapters divided into 2 papers. That is paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 and paper 2. Now, paper 1 is further divided into section A and section B. Right? Same goes for Indian geography. So this paper 1 is section A is essentially dealing with something called as physical geography, and this is dealing with something called as human geography. And this paper is essentially related to Indian geography. Right? Now, we are going to understand what is the nature of paper 1, paper 2, what is the nature of physical geography, what is the nature of human geography and Indian geography. And then only we'll decide further. So paper 1 essentially deals with world geography. And this paper is exclusively focusing upon Indian geography. This paper also has 10 chapters. This paper in total has 10 chapters divided into 5 for physical geography and 5 human geography. Got the point? In Indian geography, you have essential component of mapping mentioned, right, in the papers. I hope that we are getting the structure. Now let us understand the nature of the topics. The nature of the syllabus topics. Very important, because this will help you to understand whether you are really interested, yes or no. Depending upon that, we are going to move further. So if you consider, first we are going to see section A, physical geography. Now, physical geography is the core of geography, where the important topics are geomorphology. I'm going to discuss each and everything. Geomorphology. Second is climatology. You have oceanography. Fourth, you have biogeography. And fifth, you have environment geography. Why I'm writing all these things today? Because we are going to debunk all the myths. Definitely the syllabus is vast, but बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Let us understand through मतलब rationality. Geomorphology is a topic which is the core of physical geography paper 1. Geomorphology का syllabus essentially includes initially, for example, imagine before the inception of the life. क्या था? कुछ भी नहीं था. There was the formation of this something called as basically universe, galaxies. Universe has multiple galaxies. Within galaxy, one of the galaxies are solar system. Solar system में Earth was formed, planet Earth formed initially, right? उसके बाद continents formed. उसके बाद after continents, the various physical relief features, atmosphere का evolution, and then life का evolution. So this part initially where we study geo means earth, morpho means origin. So earth ka origin, which essentially help us to understand the various relief features, that is endogenetic forces. That is, sometimes you might have heard something about volcanism. That means something lava etc is been poured out. From where is it coming? From the mother earth, right? Interior of the earth. How is it coming? How is it developing within the earth's interior? All those things we're going to study essentially here, right? Now, along with this, we are also going to understand, if you just go across the Western Ghat region or Himalayas, or for that matter, Andes, right? This topic essentially, first of all, helps us to understand origin of the universe, then earth, then evolution of the atmosphere. Uske baad formation of the earth, right? Logically, are you understanding it? Now, it helps also us to help us to understand the formation of the various continents, North America, South America, Africa, etc. Now, all of these continents were continuously moving. They were all together at one particular place. Question is how they have moved so far apart. And while they are moving apart, what were the various geophysical phenomena happening? And how were the various landforms, like basically rifts, mountains, volcanic eruptions ongoing? Those theories, those landforms are being studied under this topic. Uske baad, imagine you have a mountain, right? And along this Himalayan mountains, you have rivers, right? Now, these rivers are continuously doing the process of the erosion, transportation, and deposition. So, this is also explained scientifically by the various thinkers like Davis and Pink mainly. So, we are going to study the cycle of erosion by basically certain thinkers. So, समझ में आया इसका mandate क्या है mainly? Then denudation chronology, and various landforms and slope development. These are the things that we are going to study under geomorphology. Climate. For example, right now, when you came inside this classroom, what was happening outside? Rainfall. So precipitation is the broader term. Precipitation in the form of the ice is called as snowfall. Question is, how can that droplets remain liquid in one matter and other matter mein kya hai? Snow. So to understand this, climatology, temperature, heat, pressure belts, wind, right? What is wind? Wind is nothing but movement of the air. Are you understanding it? So movement of the air is nothing but winds. These winds are responsible for the movement of the water also, that lead to rise of something called as oceanic currents. So everything is linked to each other. All these things you are going to understand in climate topic. Now, in climatology, imagine the climate along the Scandinavian countries, imagine the climate along this African countries, climate in India, are they same? No. So what are the factors responsible for the variation in the climate? So what are the different types of climate across the whole world that we are going to study under climate? And why is that in monsoon itself, in the month of June, right now it's month of June, in the month of the June, we receive monsoon precipitation. Why not in the month of basically April? Why not in the month of the February? There is some logic, right? Those things we are going to study under this topic, that is climatology. Are you understanding it? Oceanography essentially helps us to understand the ocean and its various resources and its bottom floor. Ocean floor, just like earth ka surface is not uniform. You'll find deep gorges, rivers, canyons, and mountains, right? That means everything is uneven. वैसे ही earth ocean floor is not even, it's uneven, right? So we are going to study that ocean bottom topography of Atlantic Ocean, of Pacific Ocean, of Indian Ocean. Are you understanding it? ये हमें पढ़ना है. Plus, you might have studied something called as basically marine resources, fish resources, then oil and natural gas. Are you understanding it? So various types of marine resources, सारे resources के बारे में we are going to understand in oceanography. It will also help us to understand something called as oceanic currents. What is ocean current? Now, here you have water. Now this water is continuously moving. How is water moving and why is it moving? Under the influence of the winds. Now imagine you can see right now there a fan, right? Due to that fan right now the wind is moving like this, right? Air is moving like this. So when air is moving like this, which we call as wind, when wind is moving, so upper water ka will also move in the same direction. This movement of the water in upper layer of the water surface is called as oceanic currents. Now these oceanic currents also influence the type of climates. ये सब कुछ हम लोग oceanography में पढ़ेंगे. Are you understanding it? For example, due to this, while understanding ocean currents, we'll understand due to ocean currents also, it affects this something called as basically, I would say, Indian monsoons in the form of El Nino or something, right? That we are going to study in this topic also. Climate and oceanography are essentially interlinked. Biogeography means soil. You might have recent times heard about Sadhguruji's movement recently, Save the Soil movement. So soil is nothing, study of the soil essentially is done under this topic, biogeography, where we are going to understand how is this soil formed. For example, soil here, the type of soil here, the type of soil in Great North Indian Plains, the soil in Australia, are they exactly same? No. Soil formation depends upon something called as parent rock, right? Also, soil formation is affected by multiple factors. So which are those factors which will be helping in the formation of the soil, different types of soil? What are the various factors responsible for the formation of the soils, different types of soils, classification of the soils, their distribution, right? So done by the various thinkers like Marbut or something. Those we are going to study under this, right? This is the hot topic in physical geography. That is environmental geography. That is what is ecosystem, what is ecology, the types of the biomes, right? How is this climate change impacting the ecology? What are the solutions? Ye sab kuch hum log under environment and geography we are going to study it. Now, essentially, if you understand these 5 topics, which we are right now discussing about section A, physical geography, right? We are discussing these 5 topics. Now, these 5 topics, out of these 5 topics, most of the topics are, now this topic essentially is a static topic, which needs basic conceptual clarity and understanding. Basic conceptual clarity and understanding. Without that, you can't understand other topics. That means it is a base for Indian geography also and for other topics also, right? Now, if you understand climate, ocean, these topics essentially are inquisitive in nature. जैसे मैंने बोला, right now you are coming, there was raining, so you should know why is it raining in the month of June only and why not in the month of December, right? Are you understanding it? So all these things you will be understanding. So here, these topics are more or less of interest and basically concepts, again, concepts which need a lot of linkages and very interesting. These topics are basically most easiest topic out of all this topic is biogeography. Straightforward, what is the meaning of soil? What are the factors affecting the soil formation, etc. In the present times, environment geography forms very important component in general studies mains preparation also, right? You should understand ecology, ecosystem in prelims and mains also. Those topics would be covered here. I hope that you are understanding how this paper is there, that is physical geography. Now, if you understand, let me show you the syllabus. So, syllabus, we are basically trying to decode it, where we are understanding the nature of the topics of the syllabus, especially paper 1, part A. So here, this is, I hope that, is it visible? So this is geography, paper 1, principles of geography. In that first part, that is, first part is physical geography, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, and environmental geography. सबसे बड़ा, the vastness is because of this topic. Due to this one topic, the whole geography is criticized. But it is not the case because this is the most easiest topic, which is, जैसे मैंने बोला, origin, evolution of the Earth's crust. First, you will understand origin of the Earth, उसके बाद अर्थ क्रस्ट, उसके बाद एटमॉस्फेयर, एंड देन नेक्स्ट वन लैंडफॉर्म्स डेवलपमेंट like Georges, then I would say basically your rivers, deltas, all these things you are going to understand here through various theories like geosynclines, continental drift, plate tectonics, etc. Till here, factors controlling from landform development till this point, that is earthquakes and tsunamis. This is almost GS. सिर्फ यहाँ पे from concepts of geomorphic cycles, denudation chronology, then channel morphology, erosion surface, this is exclusively for geomorphology. Is it clear? So for this we have to refer to a particular book that I will tell you. Is it clear? This is about geomorphology. Climatology, essentially, as I mentioned, temperature, pressure belts, winds, right? All these things, air masses, planetary winds, easy topics. This is the most easiest topic, and only दो thinker है, Köppen and Trivartha, right? Köppen, Trivartha, Thornton. ये तीन चार thinker है that have given climatic classification across the globe. Is it clear? Are you understanding it? Oceanography, again, if you understand the PPTs and the videos, you will understand ocean is not uniform, it is uneven. Why is it uneven? Because it is continuously due under the motion. So due to that, wahan pe continuously earthquakes are there, right? So if you understand, if you just see this, are you understanding? This is the evolution of the earth. Earth ke baad, it led to formation of the various continents. Are you understanding it? These continents are moving away due to something called as plate tectonics. These are the various landforms. Question is, you have to understand how this landforms got formed. What was the reason behind it? Is it just the erosion or deposition, or simultaneously both processes? In arid areas, it would be different. In glacier areas, it would be different. In basically precipitation-based areas, tropical rainforest areas, it would be different. Are you understanding it? So your landform formation, factors responsible for the landform formation, and various theories related to it. Origin of the earth. Uske baad, these are nothing but the earthquakes, landform, earthquakes, and basically I would say volcanoes, etc. Along this is called as Pacific Ring of Fire. That is along Pacific. Question is, why is only here there is more, I would say, the earthquakes and volcanoes, and why not on the eastern coast of the USA? So it also has the reasons. So this is the things that we are going to study in the geomorphology. Are you understanding it? Oceanography essentially means, for example, climate means, see, these are the ocean, this is Indian Ocean. Movement of this, are you able to see it? This is the movement of the waters along the movement, planetary winds. So planetary winds ka topic we'll study in climate. Ocean in chapter number 3. So this is oceanography. Biogeography means soils, and then environment geography. This is about part 1, paper 1. These are conceptual, easy, direct. What observations that we can draw after seeing this syllabus is that here this topic is definitely has certain vast syllabus, but it can easily manage. For that, I have brought the notes which were given in the past, I would say, past batch which we conducted at Insights. These are the notes that we gave. I will show you initially. So see here. This is how it is conducted. So this is the geography optional. I hope this is visible. Geomorphology is the first topic. These are all the syllabus ka points and sub-points. These are the notes which are dictated in the class by me, given a written dictated form. But this is the notes of last year one of the student has written in the class. So these are all the syllabus points. These syllabus points ke upar we start from the basics. Why is geography as a discipline? What is the meaning of geography? Geography matlab kya hota hai? Study of the space and time. Study of space means what? Area, and time means with respect to evolution of geological time scale. For example, we generally compare North India as plain area, South India as plateau area. People staying in North India have different habits, South India mein alag. Exactly वैसे you have to study the people, culture, everything of the North America, South America, Europe, Africa, then Australia. That belongs to essentially population, settlement geography and culture geography. That is also linked to each other. Getting the point? वो हम लोग paper part B में करेंगे. So this is how the classes are being conducted. After teaching, we generally go with dictation of the notes, where you guys have to take the written notes which I will be dictating. This is how I teach in the classes. These are the written notes of a student from the last batch. Is it clear? So each and every point would be just nature of the geomorphology, nature of the geography as a discipline, etc. उसके बाद with this is the essential component, diagrams, case studies, etc. So diagrams case study of Eastern African Rift Valley in detail, how it is. When we are teaching, you will understand it. I just wanted to show you how the classes are framed. Getting the point? After basically, after we'll be dealing with each and every point. When I teach, uske baad I will dictate. After dictation, I will ask you to go through the notes and important NCERTs, right? Once you do these two things, then you have to just revise and write. That's it. Is it clear? So everything would be done in the classes itself. So the diagrams, case studies, everything, where these are the notes which are dictated in the class, given in the class, drawn in the class, where students will take, right? Uske baad, there is less need of going through other books also. If there is a need, I will ask you to refer to a particular book just for value addition. Is it clear? This is how the classes and the notes should be given in the classes. This was for topic 1, just a sample which I have brought you for you guys, so you should understand. So this is another. This is geomorphic cycles, concept of geomorphic cycles. Are you able to say it? So concept of geomorphic cycle, Davis and Pink. And one more point which I want to show you here is there is something called as previous year questions, which is very important for basically any optional, where you can see yahan pe kahan pe. So here we started, here they have written the names. Before starting any topic, for example, here it is written. For example, geomorphic cycle, there is one thing called as the base for us is this geography optional and the question bank. ये किसका क्वेश्चन बैंक है? यूपीएससी का. About what? Geography optional. From when? 1986 to 2000. Here this one is 19 tak. I have added till 2021. Here itself the questions. So from 1986 till 2021, each and every question on the respective topic would be covered in the class itself, right? For example, here this is a question bank. This is just the questions total. There were almost, you can purchase it, the question bank. There were total 74 questions on geomorphology topic in past, from 1986 till 2021. Each and every point, for example, syllabus mein kya tha? Geomorphic cycles. I hope that you are understanding this, what I'm trying to tell. For example, yahan pe you just see, for example, here concept of geomorphic cycle. This when I'm teaching, I will also simultaneously, when this is being taught, for example, concept of geomorphic cycle. Date कब लिया था ये? 15/11, मतलब 15th of November 2021. So when I'm teaching this topic, I will first tell you the basics. उसके बाद यहाँ पे लिख के दिया मैंने. Question number 1, 7, 12, 14, 24, 25, 29, 33, all by ping. These are all the questions asked by UPSC itself on this single topic. उसके बाद I will teach you, I will give you the diagrams, notes, etc., so that you can answer all the questions of the past years and upcoming probable questions of the upcoming years. Are you understanding it? This is how the classes would be conducted for all the syllabus का points. Exactly वैसे ही climatology का भी same exactly goes, right? So for our classes, there will be only two bases. That are the guidelines given by UPSC, nothing else. एक होगा UPSC का syllabus खुद, and second would be UPSC previous year questions. Depending upon these two things only, our classes will be shaped. Is it clear? Yes or no? So first syllabus का topic, each and every topic, जैसे for example, ocean bottom topography of Atlantic Ocean, ये होगा topic. Complete detail of Atlantic Ocean, its formation, what is its ocean topography. Then उसके बाद a particular previous year questions about Atlantic Oceans, which are those that would be discussed in the class, so that you can answer those questions of UPSC itself, right? उसके बाद the notes will be dictated, diagrams will be given, you have to revise the notes, and also in certain topics I will ask you to go through the basically certain reference book if needed. For most of the topics it won't be, but for few topics out of this total, if you consider this total 100%, 20% के लिए कुछ reference books बोलूंगा to read. Is it clear? And that also selective reading, that I will provide you PDF, वो भी टिक करके देखो, बस उतना ही पढ़ना है. Is it clear? Not cover to cover books. Is it clear? This was the first फर्स्ट टॉपिक कौन सा? दैट इज फिजिकल जियोग्राफी पेपर 1. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ह्यूमन जियोग्राफी, पर्सपेक्टिव्स इन ह्यूमन जियोग्राफी, economic geography, population settlement, regional planning, model theories. I hope you are getting it. So this is what we were right at this point, right? So nature of the topics, geomorphology, climate. I hope that you have got a clarity how the classes would be there, what is the syllabus, how it would be taught, how are the previous year questions. So this was about first part, that is physical geography and its nature. Similarly, let us see human geography. Is it clear? Human geography essentially includes 5 chapters. These are as follows. Out of these 5 chapters, 2 are the most important, which are perspectives in human geography. Second, you have economic geography. Third, you have population and settlement geography. Fourth, you have regional planning. And fifth, you have basically models, theories, and various laws in the geography. These are the 5 chapters of human geography. Out of these total 5 chapters, out of these 5 chapters, I hope that I'm audible, guys, online students. मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना? Few of you are saying that कि आवाज नहीं आ रही. Out of these total 5 chapters, perspective in human geography and model theories and laws, these are the 2 most important topics. All these rest of the topics are very easy. मतलब 10वीं का बच्चा भी पढ़ लेगा ये 3 टॉपिक. These 2 are the most important, core of core. जैसे पहले पेपर में I would say climate and geomorphology were the core. वैसे these are the 2 important topics. Now question is, what is given in this perspectives? Perspective का मतलब क्या होता है? A viewpoint, नजरिया, right? So here, human geography itself is basically completely theoretical. Most of the topic are theoretical, application, and various views or thinker oriented. I will tell you a story so that you will understand what is there in perspectives. For example, earlier, is physics a science? Is physics a science, guys? Is physics a science? Why? It's logical because of established laws. Newton's का laws है, इसलिए established है. Is chemistry a science? Laws are there. वैसे geography is called as social science, or some of them called it as pseudoscience because of these topics. Question is how? Perspectives means basically it is a theoretical topic which gives us a viewpoint about a geography. Earlier, geography was called as a sub branch of geology. Geology मतलब क्या? Study of the rocks. हम लोग geography मतलब क्या सोचते हैं? What we think as a geography, something like rocks, etc. Right? इतना ही. So that is why geography was considered as a sub branch of geology. Right? इतना ही था. Now there were various thinkers from Roman times, Romans, Greeks, Arabics, Indians. ये चारों लोग from earlier BC till today, they are trying to establish, or they have established geography as a scientific discipline. Geography as a scientific discipline. मतलब geography एक science है. Geography is also a science, just like physics, just like chemistry. This perspective essentially helps us to understand how these thinkers and their views are about geography and how in the process of evolution they evolved geography as a science. Are you understanding it? So, if you want any subject as a science, you need certain laws and theories. Without that, so for that ये topic है. So it is a sub point of this topic itself. Are you understanding it? So it is a core of the geography. That means it is a philosophy. It is a philosophical part of the geography. It essentially established geography as a science, and it is the most interesting part of the geography, where you can read one or two books that I will tell you, the reference books. Don't worry about that. So I hope that you are understanding it. Model theories are nothing but a particular, for example, you are a particular industrialist. You want to establish a steel plant, mini steel plant. You have to establish in Bellary, right? Why in Bellary? Basically, iron ore is there present, right? या फिर in Ranchi, Jharkhand, somewhere. So you are establishing a steel plant nearby the raw materials. Are you understanding it? Raw material के पास Bangalore में तो नहीं खोल रहे ना आप. In Bangalore, you have just the outlet. Production is done in that places, right? Why? Because raw material is available in those places, right? That means if I am an industrialist and if I want to locate a particular industry and I am a profit-oriented person, I will be basically looking to minimize the cost with respect to labor, with respect to transportation, with respect to raw materials cost, everything, right? So for me, which is the best place where I can locate an industry, for that there can be a particular law also, a model also that can be given here. That is called as industrial location theory. समझ में आया? Industrial location theory. For example, if you see in city Bengaluru, nearby Bengaluru, in Bengaluru itself, you won't find anything called as in nearby Bengaluru, you will have vegetable market or vegetables, right? Cultivation of the vegetables. Now it is changing, but cultivation of vegetable would be nearby because vegetables are perishable. It immediately needs to be transported to city so that it can be sold. Else it will get damaged, right? So location of agriculture in various areas depend upon various factors. Uske liye bhi agriculture location theories are there. So all those things we are going to study here. Very interesting. Is it clear? So these are the two important topics which forms the base, theoretical philosophy, and it establishes the establishment of geography as a discipline because of these two things. Is it clear? Uske baad, let us understand economic geography. Economic geography means world economic development. Various resources, bauxite, iron ore, oil and natural gas, human resources, all the various types of biotic, abiotic resources present across the whole world. For example, if you consider USA, that is Northern America, especially in North America, with respect to the western coast, eastern coast is more developed, right? It has various reasons for it. Yeah, for eastern coast of, if you understand the eastern coast of, this is North America, this is much more developed with respect to this part. Question is why? Because it has certain natural factors which are responsible for the development of the eastern side of the USA. Fishing industry, if you consider, this is developed, this is very well developed fishing industry here. So there are certain, that means fish is a particular type of resource, right? So various resources like biotic, abiotic, where they are located, why they are located, depending upon that, which industries are nearby that area. That you will study under economic geography. Are you understanding? This is again the another point, that is population and settlement geography. For example, various demographic attributes like birth rate, death rate, population growth rate, various attributes, sex ratio. For example, in Japan, with respect to India and with respect to Brazil and with respect to USA, Germany, सबका population, age is different, sex ratio is different, workforce is different. So why is it at one place like India, the demography is very high? Were there any people like Marx or Malthus which have explained the population theories and the attributes in the various regions? That we are going to study under this topic, that is population geography. Settlement geography means, for example, Mumbai, Madras, that is Chennai, Kolkata got developed with respect to other cities. Why is it that these are the urban metropolitan cities? How the classification is done by the Census of India? What are urban towns? What is urbanization? What things caused urbanization in Bangalore? For example, Chandra layout. Let us take Chandra layout itself. It was not a education or service center earlier. Abhi kya pura educational hub hua hai. Bangalore itself is a plateau. Are you understanding? But now, if you see Bangalore, due to IT industry, it has changed. And why is that? In Bangalore itself, initially only Bangalore was preferred for IT industry because of its weather. For IT industry, you just need computers, electricity, that's it. That is why in Silicon Valley also the same conditions were there in USA. USA Silicon Valley initially came in now in Bengaluru, and now it has been dispersed. But main center was Bengaluru because of its pleasant weather. Abhi hua hai kya वैसे pleasant? Nothing, no pleasant, right? So settlement at particular places along the basically the ponds, particular cities, urbanization, its problems, etc. All these things we are going to study here. Is it clear? Regional planning. If I tell you some states, Jharkhand, Bihar, Odisha, and Eastern Madhya Pradesh, when I speak about these states, what comes into your mind? What comes into your mind? Sorry, mining. What else? Underdevelopment, very good. Tribal areas, very good. What else? Northeast India, if I speak, underdevelopment, tribal areas, culturally different, everything, right? That means Northeast India, Central India, each and every region is different. So can I basically classify India into various regions depending upon various parameters? Now this parameter could be per capita income also. It can be with respect to basically culture also, with respect to, as she said, rightly with respect to basically tribal and non-tribal. So there is something called as regions within the study of geography. Now this, when we are studying regions, we have to compare the regions with respect to various attributes. That is called as regional study. Now this regional study helps us essentially to understand regional imbalances. Why is that Bangalore is more, or South Karnataka is more developed with respect to Northern Karnataka, right? If you go to Sindagi, Bijapur, Gulbarga in Karnataka, you will find less development, right? Because of dry land area. With respect to South Karnataka, Mysore, etc., Coorg, if you see, development is good. South Bangalore, South Karnataka is much more developed with respect to North Karnataka. That means regional imbalance within area itself. Why is it? What are the factors? Is there a cultural difference? Is there geographic difference? What are those? Those things we are going to study under regional planning. I hope that you are getting the points. So this is very interesting. Very you can apply it in the present context. Here you are also going to study migration. When I am speaking about regional imbalance, whenever there is a regional imbalance, lack of development, etc., people tend to migrate. So यहाँ पे हम लोग migration भी पढ़ेंगे. Migration theories. Are you understanding? So when there is basically lack of development, that means agriculture is not prosperous, because agriculture forms the base of all the industries. So we also need to understand agriculture development, and agriculture typologies. That also we study here. Getting the point? So these are the main topics that we are going to study in human geography. 5 topics. ये 5 और ये 5 are nothing but basically the core of geography. Is it clear to everyone? Very interesting, very much basically applicable in the real-time world, and you can draw various diagrams, case studies, examples we can take. We can link to the newspaper daily. ये दोनों चीजें, right? So this is the core of paper 1. Here we are going to study not only about, as I said, North Karnataka and South Karnataka. That is North Karnataka less developed with respect to South Karnataka. In paper, we are going to study basically Europe with respect to Africa. Why is Africa less developed with respect to Europe? Are you understanding it? Everything we are going to study here with respect to world. Yahan pe we are studying exclusively with respect to India. Is it clear? Now, these are the total 10 chapters. Paper 2 essentially is having 10 chapters, which is nothing but application of paper 1 in paper 2. That's it. Is it clear? Let me tell you how. Now, I hope you understood. इसमें क्या था paper 1 में? For example, geo, morphology, climate, climatology, ocean, biogeography, that is soil. उसके बाद कौन सा था? Environment, then perspectives, right? Then economic geography, that is industries, I would say agriculture, food security, famines, etc. उसके बाद population and settlement geography. उसके बाद regional planning, and then model theories, right? Now, when I'm speaking about these things, let us see chapter paper 2. Paper 2 में first chapter is physical setting of India. In first chapter which we discussed about geomorphology, we spoke about formation of the earth, landforms, and then why is that Pacific Ring of Fire has volcanoes, etc. That means we also studied formation of the various landform features like mountains. Andes mountains padhenge. Where are the Andes? South America. Rockies in North America. Alps, right? ये हम लोग world level पे पढ़ेंगे. But when we are speaking about physical setting in India, we'll understand why is that the Ganga is flowing in that area only. Why not Ganga is flowing towards south, towards Peninsula? Why towards basically, I would say Gangetic Delta? Why towards West Bengal and why not towards the Kerala? Ganga ऐसा flow करती है ना? Ganga का path is right like this. Why not like this? That we are going to study essentially in India. We are going to understand the structural relief features of India in physical geography. जैसे formation of Himalayas, formation of North Indian Plain, formation of Peninsula Plateau. To understand these relief features, you need to have idea about geomorphology. Is it clear? So, India में सबसे पहले हम लोग क्या पढ़ेंगे? Physical relief features. That is plains, deserts, plateaus, coastal areas, etc., etc. Plus, we'll also going to see in these soils we saw about यहाँ पे soils of Australia, Africa, everywhere. Here we are going to see about Indian soil, which is the type of soil you find in Mysore with respect to type of soil you find in Ranchi. जैसलमेर में कौन सा टाइप का है, लद्दाख में कौन सा टाइप का soil है in Indian context. Here we saw the climate of Europe, basically USA, Latin America. Here we are going to see exclusively only about the monsoons, that is Indian climate. समझ में आया? Then उसके बाद here essentially what I'm trying to tell, this is this chapter, that is chapter number 1, physical settings of India, essentially is nothing but application of geomorphology, climatology, biogeography, environment geography of paper 1. अगर ये हो गया तो ये सिर्फ exactly these things you have to apply, these principles you have to apply in the Indian context. Is it clear? Second chapter, if you understand, here you have agriculture chapter, industry chapter, regional planning, cultural setting, right? Settlement, regional development planning. ये सारे chapters है. Now see the beauty. Here you have industries and agriculture. This is nothing but these are the extension of this topic itself. इसके बाद population settlement मतलब population is covered under cultural settings. Settlement is covered as a separate chapter. हो गया 2 chapters. उसके बाद regional planning का extension is regional development planning. Essentially, this paper 2 and its 10 chapters are nothing but सबसे पहले application of paper 1 concepts, right? Linking of paper 1 to paper 2. Specifically, we have to speak in the terms of India. We have to have case studies and diagrams in Indian context. सही है ना? मतलब everything is related to India. Here we spoke about regional planning in various contexts. Here we are going to speak about only India. Base तो वही रहेगा ना? Thinkers, theories, everything is same. बस Indian context में apply करना है. That is what is paper 2. Let me show you here through this. See here. Perspectives, economic geography, where we saw about world economic development, agriculture, food security, etc. This is what we are going to study here: industry, agriculture, etc. यहाँ पे population, population मतलब culture also. Culture is how the people evolved, what are the food habits, what they wear, why they wear. Is geography affecting the population, etc. For example, if you go and see in Kashmir, Uttarakhand, and basically people staying in Rajasthan, do you find the same type of settlement? Both the places, no. Do you find the same type of houses? No. Flat houses, roof of the houses are flat in Rajasthan. यहाँ पे कैसे tilted in, right? उसके बाद the way of the settlement is different. The type of agriculture is different in Kashmir, Uttarakhand, right? With respect to Rajasthan. Depending upon this, the lifestyle of the people are different in both the places. Are you understanding it? that essentially helps us to understand the culture. So यहाँ पे culture भी हम लोग समझने वाले, demographic attributes, population theories and the culture also, settlement patterns, regional planning, right, concept of region, what is the regional imbalances, theories. उसके बाद model theories and laws, जैसे कि as I mentioned industrial location model, population के models, agriculture model, all these are models. So this essentially, this is the paper 1 part A, this is paper 1 part B. Now let us see Indian geography का syllabus. Just now I said physical setting आ गया. Now this space relationship of India with the neighboring countries, structure relief, ये जो topic है, this essentially is linked to basically international relations. India, China, India, basically Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. What is the space relationship that India has with the neighboring countries? Why is it disputed? But here we are going to understand from geographic perspectives. What is the meaning of land boundary? What is the meaning of frontier? So there is a difference between a boundary and a frontier. What is it? All those things we are going to apply here also. Here you see physiographic regions. That means we are going to study physiographic region, matlab deltas, I would say plain, mountains, plateaus, coastal areas, islands, how they are formed, why they are formed, all the macro regions, micro regions, physiographic regions में. Mechanism of Indian monsoon. Indian monsoon मतलब climate में हम वही पढ़ेंगे. कहाँ पे climate? Here. You can see here. Monsoon दिख रहा है? So here it will form the base. इसका application would be here. कहाँ पे गया? Mechanism of Indian monsoon. Are you understanding? Climatic regions. Here we are studying climate. See here, types and distribution of precipitation weather. Here, Köppen, Thorndike, Trivartas, world climate. मतलब climatic regions of the world. Here, climatic regions of India. कहाँ पे गया? Again, हाँ. Is it clear? So application of those parts in Indian context is nothing but Indian geography. Similarly, resources, land, forest and wildlife resources, energy crisis, right? Energy crisis means economic geography. See here, energy crisis. Here at a world level, wahan pe at the Indian context. Agriculture. When I speak about agriculture, infrastructure, land reforms, cropping pattern, ये सब कुछ is essentially linked to this here. कहाँ पे गया ये? World agriculture, are you able to see it? ये world agriculture पढ़ेंगे, उसका application Indian geography. That's it. उसके बाद industry, evolution of the industries, various type of industries, locational factors of cotton industry, jute industry, textile industry, etc. ये this is in the context of India. Why is it jute industry located in West Bengal only? Why are the petrochemical industries located along the coastal areas? How, what is the industrial policies? ये हम Indian context में पढ़ेंगे. पेपर 1 में हमने क्या पढ़ा था सबसे पहले? If you just see here, industry का locational theory. See here, Weber's model of industrial location theory. Are you understanding it? पहले which industry will be located where, उसका rationality will understand from the perspective of a particular thinker. Depending upon that, here we will understand various world economic development, measurement and problem. In this context, we will also understand world industries, locational patterns. World का industries कहाँ पे क्यों है, उसका rational explanation कौन देगा? This theory. Where is it? This theory, that is Weber's model of industrial location. This model will explain why is it that a particular industry is located at a particular place. Exactly उसी का application is nothing but this topic. Are you understanding it? We saw some, depending upon this industry, transport, communication, trade will be developed. Uska application, infrastructure, right? Cultural setting means population geography, demographic attributes, sex ratio, age structure. That was in the world context. This is in the Indian context. यहाँ पे census का data. There it was a population and settlement geography, right? This was in this types and pattern of rural settlement, etc. World के level में, this is in the context of India, in the Indian context. This is the regional planning, right? Here you have regional development planning in Indian context. Exactly, almost same topics are there. Continuation of paper 1 to paper 2. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? उसके बाद political aspect, that is geographical basis of India, India's federalism, state reorganization. Then उसके बाद cross border terrorism, contemporary issues means tsunamis, floods, droughts. Are you understanding it? All these things are linked to this topic: tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, are you understanding it? इसी का application in Indian context. I hope that you got a clarity about the syllabus. So essentially, paper 1 and paper 2 are correlated to each other. Within paper 1 also, there are continuous linkages to each other. And paper 2 is nothing but application of paper 1. Is it clear? इसका मतलब ये हुआ, if you are having conceptual basic understanding of paper 1, paper 2 is nothing but a cakewalk. But उसके लिए paper 1 का understanding is very much important. For that, your base should be very strong. And second point is, what is the need for understanding the syllabus of any subject? This understanding of syllabus gives you the clarity about the subject. It explains us through what lenses, through what perspectives is UPSC going to see a particular subject. You will understand the ambit of the subject. Depending upon this, you can judge your interest. Is it clear? Now, once you understood this, then comes the understanding of the basic books. That will also help us to move further, right? ये समझ में आना सबको? This is about the syllabus. And if you consider the nature, I told you the nature would be conceptual, theoretical, applied linkages to current affairs. So if I speak about basically about the climate change crisis, it can essentially link to the I would say environmental, geography, climate also, each and every part of the geography. So this is about Indian geography and EA. Now let me come to the next part. That is, how is it relevant? I hope you understood the linkages clearly, and I also hope कि जो notes मैंने आपको दिखाए थे अपने class के, you understood how it is being taught. Yeah. So Srinivas, I will take all these questions. How many hours would you take per day, and from what time it starts? I will answer each and every question. Just hold on. Basically, I will just if you have any questions continuously, you keep on posting, guys. Not a problem. So let us understand what is the relevance of geography in UPSC general studies preparation. Very, very, very important, extremely important, because this will help you to understand how is the geography a game changer. And this I will justify through the data and statistics of DOPT. पहले समझते हैं. Here I am speaking GS. I am not speaking about optional. In general studies, you have two things. One is prelims, stage 1, and second, you have something called as mains. In mains, you have 4 papers: paper 1, paper 2, GS paper 3, and GS paper 4. Right? Geography directly correlates to each and everything by analysis of 2022 prelims, 2021 prelims, 2020 till 2013. What we have seen, I'm just writing on next slide, prelims ka. In UPSC prelims examination, पिछली बार कितना कट ऑफ था 2021 में? 88. उससे पहले 92, 95, 96, राइट? मतलब बच्चों को 50% भी नहीं मिल रहे, राइट? Are you understanding it? 88 means, are you understanding? 44 net questions. So let me try to tell you the reality. You can verify by any coaching institution, authentic news, authentic papers also. The 3 or 4 sections, that is pure geography questions on climate plus soils plus drainage, etc. In preliminary examination, in civil services preliminary examination, the questions from geography, core geography of these topics generally are around 4 to 5. ज्यादा नहीं है, सिर्फ 4 से 5 ही है. Whatever is the truth, I will be telling. Secondly, if you consider geography and its mapping aspect, drainage mapping, countries bordering a particular ocean or sea. इसके question each year around 3 to 4 do come, right? This is a fact. This year also पूछा था ना, which Zambezi river कहाँ पे drain करती है, where is this located, all these things, map based location, या फिर if you go which was this closest city along this I would say Indian prime meridian or something, right? All these are the questions asked by UPSC, not by me or Insights. मतलब mapping based question, 3 तो question पक्का आते हैं. Then there is something called as questions on environment and ecology. Trust me, I'm teaching since past 4 years environment and ecology at Insights itself. Nowadays, ecology ka questions are applied because environmental science is a science which intricately links to biogeography, climate, each and everything, and depending upon that, environment would be shaped. For example, I would say Bangalore itself. In Bangalore itself, you will be considering different animals, plants, depending those would be dependent upon what? The type of climate over here, precipitation over here, everything. That means to understand ecology, you should have holistic understanding of all the topics. And in preliminary examination, applied questions are increasing. Factual bhi hai, applied bhi hai. But in environment ecology, as we know, each year, you can refer to Mrunal, Vision, Insights, koi bhi dekho, around 16 to 20 questions from this 18 hi pakad lo, chalo, core. From environment ecology are being asked. Another very important direct part, Abhi, because this is what we have, this was in our syllabus. This was the part of the syllabus. This was the part of the syllabus. Am I right? Climate, soil, ye tha. The most important another part is agriculture. Nowadays, at least 5 or 6 questions, 4 hi pakad lo. I'm telling you on the lesser side. Lesser side hi bol raha hu main. Sare cheez less side. Now, if you calculate these 5 plus these 3 plus these 16 to 18 plus these 4 to 5, essentially GS prelims mein from geography you get advantage of 30 to 35 questions approximately. 28 to 100%. Any paper, you take any paper. This year also, last year also, last 4 years also. Around 28 questions to 100% geography se aate hain correlated to it. And that is the reason why. If you see, I have the statistics of DOPT, a website, DOPT website. As per this website, I have some data. The recent data, and I will tell you one of the myth associated. The data says this you can get it from website also, or या फिर Vinay Kumar sir का जो Twitter handle है ना, he has tweeted the authentic data from this Twitter handle, right? So here is the subject. Here are the total number of the candidates which appeared for the mains examination. Here are the candidates recommended for the interview, and here you have the candidates recommended in the final selection, and here you have the success in percentage wise ratio. This is the data of DOPT. The recent one is 2019. So you might be heard that 2019, 2018, 27 were the worst years of the geography. This is what you have heard from this market. Yehi suna hai na? Let us try to see from the authentic UPSC data. Subject, if you consider subject, first we, since we are related to geography, we speak about geography. Geography mein, in 2019, if you consider 800 vacancies, 700 se 800 vacancies hote, especially in this NDA government, right? The number of seats have reduced. 800 vacancies into almost 12 times they take it for the mains, right? But 10,000 vacancies are 12.5 or 12.7, or sometimes they go for 13. This is the maximum number of seats that they take for the mains examination. So it comes around 10 to 12,000, right? From all the options mentioned by UPSC. इसमें से geography optional में exactly there were 1916 students who appeared for मेंस एग्जामिनेशन फ्रॉम ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शन. कब? 2019. एंड व्हाई इज दैट? आउट ऑफ 10,000 2000 बच्चे सिर्फ ज्योग्राफी के. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? It can be attributed to this. Are you understanding it? 88 cutoff means 44 essential questions. ये 30 में से 20 भी अगर आपको आ गया ना 20, despite that you are in an advantage position. So that is why the base for the people appearing in the mains through geography option is very high. And if you see the total number of final selections through geography in 2019, when the geography was at its ebb, the lowest number, it was 105 candidates were recommended. That means the ratio is 5.5%. If you see other optionals, just I'm trying to tell, I'm not comparing, I'm just trying to give few data. Medical science ले लो, या फिर you can take PubAd. Through these optionals, the total number of people clearing prelims and appearing in the mains from medical science were, for example, only 247. यहाँ से there were 705, right? People clearing from medical science out of 247 were 26. तो इसका परसेंटेज कितना आता है पता है आपको? 10.5%. Out of 70 to 705, 58 students cleared from PubAd. इसका परसेंटेज आता है 8.2%. What I want to essentially tell is as follow. If any number x upon y, when you considering to understand the percentage ratio, if this y is very big, then ये percentage कम ही आएगा ना. लॉजिकल है क्या? दिस इज डीओपीटी वेबसाइट, नॉट माई, नॉट इनसाइट्स. ये डीओपीटी का ओरिजिनल ऑथेंटिक डेटा है, नॉट माई. व्हाट आई वांट टू से इज दैट maximum number of students attempts appeared in the mains each year are still from geography. That I can guarantee. It's mainly because these are the people who are clearing the prelims. And if these people are maximum number and if base is very high, then despite this number being very large, it will look very less. समझ में आया? How this gimmicks goes on in this market? ये ले लो, this is very छोटा optional, this is very I'm not asking you to take it, but I'm trying to tell you the reality from all the perspectives. People will just show this number. 10.5 is so much. There is just 1% result. उसमें से 10% तो हमारा ही है. Getting the point? This is what is the fact. You go to nowadays, this YouTube viewership has increased so much. कुछ भी बोलते हैं लोग यार, कुछ भी. Are you understanding? This is a fact. And this number have increased essentially in past 2021 final merit list and 2020. Both the years, geography result in this year was very good with respect to this also. That means geography, as people say, had lost his sheen. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है guys. It's because the students are not preparing and they're attributing their failure to geography. This is what happened. This is what is happening. अगर ऐसे होता, then as per UPSC, how is it that these 105 people who cleared this examination? Out of 750 or 800 में से 100 बच्चे तो ज्योग्राफी के ही है. फाइनल लिस्ट कितना था? 800. 800 में से तो 105 बच्चे सिर्फ ज्योग्राफी के. Why I'm trying to tell you from my inner heart is that because I also initially thought in my last 5th 6th attempt, चलो छोटा दिख रहा है एंथ्रो साइकोलॉजी ले लेते हैं. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. We can't attribute our failure to a particular option because in UPSC final merit list, there are various factors which are playing a role. This year, there is one Telegram channel. I will name you the Telegram channel, not mine, not Insights, किसी का नहीं. एक है CSE 2021 mark sheets. इसके ऊपर these guys have done, all the guys have posted PT ka marks, mains ka marks, interview ka marks, and they have done the analysis. There is one guy who has scored 290. And despite that, not got into final merit list. What does it mean? 290 is very good score. Let that be from any optional. Excellent score. 290 means 290 matlab. But why was he not able to get into final list? It essentially means that 1, 2, 3, 4 GS, It's a heptagon from my perspective. GS1, GS2, these are the points, 1, 2, GS3, GS4, then essay, then your optionals, and your physical test, sorry, personality test interview. ये 7 में से 4 + 3, out of this, basically this is 2 for 275 marks, right? This is for 500 marks and rest of them are for 250 marks. इसमें से अगर कोई भी weak है, imagine you are getting very excellent in this marks, imagine, huh? And here you are getting below average. I will guarantee you can't succeed except you are scoring 200 plus in PT. That is personality test. Generally, the average score for personality test for the students who are getting into list is 180. If you are average in all of these subjects, for example, 90, 90, 90, 90, 360, I'm considering 380 or maximum 400. 400. Simple. 100 per subject, 400. Essay, average is, I'm not going beyond the numbers also. Very simple, I'm keeping. 130. कितना हुआ? 530. Optional 280. 300 भी नहीं पकड़ रहा मैं, 280 पकड़ रहा हूं. 280 पकड़ रहा हूं. कितना हुआ? 810. 810 प्लस बेसिकली फिजिकल इंटरव्यू में सिर्फ 180 नंबर मिले. 990. 990, you are in top 50, rather top 20 also. इसका मतलब है if you are playing principle of equity follows here. सभी जगह पे एवरेज प्लस करोगे, despite that you will get here. But people attribute their success to only one factor, either this or this. ऐसे होता है क्या? It won't happen. You can see any topper and their mark list. It won't happen. Trust me. But if you want to sell only one product, then what you have to tell? इसका success is attributed to only one factor. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Are you understanding it? Imagine if you are scoring very less here, and uska basically whatever the less amount is score, you are less numbers you have scored. If you are gaining here plus 20 extra, that essentially is balancing. But agar sabhi taraf equal is there, that essentially will bring up a level playing field. And this is the reason why geography ka results are more, because this was in prelims. This was the perspective in the prelims, why in prelims geography students are clearing more. Now let me come to this part, and this I will show you the syllabus. ये समझ में आया सबको? प्रीलिम्स में अराउंड 30 क्वेश्चंस, 30 क्वेश्चन मिनिमम, 60 मार्क्स फ्रॉम एग्रीकल्चर, एनवायरमेंट, जियोग्राफी, मैपिंग, कंपल्सरी इन ऑल द पेपर्स फ्रॉम 2013 till 2021. बच्चे इसकी बात कर रहे हैं ऑप्शनल की, पहले पीटी तो पास करो, राइट? मेंस कितने पेपर है? 1, 2, 3, 4. ज्योग्राफी का डायरेक्ट कोरिलेशन विद पेपर 1, 3 एंड थोड़ा सा पार्ट ऑफ GS2. GS4 में कम है. GS पेपर 1 has, now I am dealing with mains paper, GS paper 1 and GS paper 3. I will show you the authentic syllabus of UPSC in its gazetted notification. इसमें 3 पार्ट है: हिस्ट्री, सोसाइटी, जियोग्राफी. Geography section is directly, you need not to study once you have geography as optional. इसमें every year there would be around average 95 to 100 marks out of 250 marks question from GS paper 1. GS paper 1 में कितने क्वेश्चंस होते हैं? 20. 20 में से 9 questions would be from geography. You can see from 2013 to 21. 95 marks to compulsory from geography. Few of the questions will be 12.5 marks. Few of the questions from 10 marks. हो गया ये डायरेक्टली. GS पेपर 3 में वेरियस सेक्शंस. इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी का पार्ट, दैट इज इंडस्ट्रीज, देन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर देखा था ना हमने, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, कम्युनिकेशन, वन पार्ट. सेकेंड पार्ट इज योर GS3 में एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी, Third part is disaster and disaster management, and fourth part is your agriculture, cropping and cropping pattern. I will show you the syllabus. First, I will show you the syllabus and then इसमें से क्वेश्चन बोलता हूँ so that you will understand it. This is the first time I'm telling you the truth. हर बार क्या होता है, students they believe under a certain myths. ये समझ में आता है syllabus? Let us see mains का syllabus. This is GS means syllabus. UPSC का through its authentic notification, GS paper 2 मतलब GS paper 1 has 3 parts: history, society and geography. Geography का 3 lines last. Salient features of world physical geography, हमने physical geography पढ़ा. Distribution of key natural resources, world economic development में देखा था हमने resources from South Asia etc. हम लोग तो सभी तरफ देखने. Factors responsible for the location of the industries. हमने इंडस्ट्रियल लोकेशन देखा ना, इंडस्ट्रीज इंडिया आल्सो वी हैव सीन, आया ना. देन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ जियोफिजिकल फिनोमेना जैसे कि अर्थक्वेक, सुनामीज, वोल्केनिक एक्टिविटीज, वाज इट प्रेजेंट? दैट मींस ये पूरा पार्ट, दिस पार्ट, कंप्लीट पार्ट इज जियोग्राफी. इसमें से अराउंड 9 क्वेश्चंस कंपल्सरी आउट ऑफ 20 क्वेश्चंस आर बीन आस्क्ड ईच ईयर. इज इट क्लियर? आई कैन शो यू द क्वेश्चन पेपर आल्सो. तो ये डायरेक्टली रिलेवेंट है of geography in GS paper 1 means. Is it clear? Now before moving to GS paper 3, सबसे पहले मैं आपको कुछ पॉइंट्स दिखाता हूं. See here, transport, communication, trade. Here basically you have foreign trade policy, industries etc. उसके बाद agriculture, cropping pattern, agriculture productivity दिख रहा है ना आपको ये. उसके बाद environment में here environmental geography, environmental degradation management, right, sustainable development, biodiversity, ये सब कुछ. Is it clear? अभी GS पेपर 3 का सिलेबस देखो. टेक्नोलॉजी, साइंस टेक, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, बायोडाइवर्सिटी, एनवायरमेंट, सिक्योरिटी, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. सबसे पहले सिंपल में एनवायरमेंट, पोल्यूशन, डिग्रेडेशन, एनवायरमेंट इंपैक्ट असेसमेंट, डायरेक्ट रिलेटेड टू एनवायरमेंट. इसके each year 2 to 3 questions in the mains are asked. Nowadays generally 3 questions. 12.5 marks के 2 क्वेश्चन, एक 10 marks का. कितना हुआ? 25 plus 10 35 marks. Okay. Environment 2 to 3 questions in mains out of total 25 questions. उसके बाद do you see your infrastructure, energy, ports, airport, railway? These are the parts of transport and communication, investment etc. Now did you see this part? Major crops, cropping patterns. कहाँ का था ये? Agriculture, MSP etc. Institutional factors etc. So agriculture, infrastructure, connectivity, environment, ecology, and ये disaster management. कहाँ पे गया? Disaster and disaster management. Each year again 2 to 3 questions. So all these things 3 plus 3 plus I would say 1 or 2 and plus 1 portion only. Almost again 8 to 9 questions from GS3 directly linked to geography option. This is the fact. ये मैंने कट कॉपी पेस्ट किया है from actual UPSC only, so that ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि something is there. So all these points are linked to geography. In paper 2, which essentially deals with इसमें federalism, international relations, right? Paper 2 also. Let us come to इतना डिटेल में सिलेबस देखा था आप लोगों ने. So let us see in paper 2. पेपर 2 में क्या है? यूपीएससी जीएस जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 2 क्या है? पॉलिटी, इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन एंड गवर्नेंस, राइट. दिखाता हूं मैं आपको. ज्योग्राफिकल बेसिस ऑफ इंडियन फेडरलिज्म. इंडियन फेडरलिज्म पॉलिटी का पार्ट है. वी हैव टू स्टडी इट. स्टेट रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन पॉलिटी का पार्ट है. वी हैव टू स्टडी हियर. इमर्जेंस ऑफ द न्यू स्टेट्स, राइट, न्यू स्टेट्स फॉर्मेशन. इज इट क्लियर? उसके बाद जियोपॉलिटिक्स ऑफ साउथ एशिया एंड इंडियन ओशन. इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन है ना, साउथ एशिया, जियोपॉलिटिक्स आपको पढ़ना है ना. इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्री ऑफ इंडिया एंड रिलेटेड इश्यूज, आयर का भी पार्ट आएगा, साउथ एशिया एक्सेट्रा. प्लस स्पेस रिलेशनशिप ऑफ इंडिया विद द नेबरिंग कंट्रीज एंड एसोसिएटेड इश्यूज. इसमें से 2 क्वेश्चन ही आते हैं, सिर्फ 2 या 3, मतलब 25 to 30 marks you can gain from this part. What I want to say essentially is basically in GS paper 1 and GS paper 1 and GS paper 3, इसमें से almost this part is there, इसमें से 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन कंपल्सरी, 2 or 3 क्वेश्चंस, these are the compulsory. एडिशनल होता है एक समटाइम्स, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन यूपीएससी. एग्रीकल्चर का 1 or 2 क्वेश्चंस, इंडस्ट्री इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर 1 or 2 क्वेश्चंस. अगेन इट कम्स अप टू 8 to 9 क्वेश्चंस. अगेन इट कम्स अराउंड 95 to 100 marks. And GS paper 2 का almost I would say 2 or 3 questions. Essentially, I mean, in general studies paper mains part, geography has direct relevance overlapping with the GS paper. Am I right? Did you see it? Almost around 250 marks ka preparation is essentially, approximately, is essentially embedded in the geography optionals. इसका मतलब है to prepare geography, to prepare general studies, the time required would be less or more? Less ना? Ethics का exclusive preparation करना पड़ेगा, history का exclusively GS का preparation करना पड़ेगा, polity का exclusively prepare करना पड़ेगा, but rest of the topics are they embedded within the geography? Means that means does it have direct relevance for the prelims, and does it has direct relevance in the mains? Yes or no? So this is what is the another important point. Yeah, I will tell. Huh? He is asking what is its relevance in essay. UPSC 2020 या 2019 directly question ऐसा था about cross border terrorism etc. Most of the times in human geography, क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं, फिलोसॉफिकल एसेस की बात कर रहा हूं. इन फिलोसॉफिकल एसेस व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस पार्ट, कहां पे गया वो, पर्सपेक्टिव्स. पर्सपेक्टिव्स, पर्सपेक्टिव्स मींस मैंने क्या लिखा है यहां पे, फिलोसॉफी. फिलोसॉफी मींस व्यू पॉइंट. फॉर एग्जांपल ही इज आस्किंग ऐसे में किस तरह से रिलेवेंस है इन फिलोसॉफी ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, अबाउट डेवलपमेंट, अबाउट साइंस, अबाउट एवरीथिंग. Here many thinkers, Greeks, Romans, Arabics have been quoted their viewpoints. So in essays, you can take their perspectives to view a particular issue. Are you understanding it? For example, if you are saying half bottle is basically empty, I am saying it is half bottle filled. So both are logical, both want to prove their viewpoints. Philosophy ऐसा ही होता है ना. This is how the essays are coming nowadays. So इसको prove करने के लिए you need substantiation. Substantiation के लिए आपके पास चाहिए arguments. These arguments should be logical, rational, which should validate your points. To generate these points from these topics, you'll generate the ideas. You'll have a lot of content with you so that you can justify those philosophical points. And this is how, in essays, for substantiation of your arguments, geography helps you a lot. If you see the paper, then only you will understand how this can help. Is it clear? So I hope that you understood main points. That is the following points. First, we saw syllabus of the geography, nature of the topics in paper 1 and paper 2, its relevance in UPSC prelims and mains examination, total number of questions, etc. These are 3 points that we have seen, right? उसके बाद let us understand basically iska book list and then certain myths. Is it clear? These are the 5 points we are going to discuss. ये 3 समझ में है? Any doubts here? Online students, I'm going to clear your doubts. In the meantime, if you have any doubts, you can please keep on posting. I will take the doubts after this book list. Now, it is said that geography ka syllabus is very vast. I'm just trying to tell few of the myths first, and then I will come to the book list. The geography syllabus is very, very, very vast, and you cannot complete geography syllabus within a year of preparation. This is what people say. This is what is the fact. Is it very vast? Is it vast? So answer is yes, it is vast, no doubt at all. But if you are preparing it in logical way, then you can complete your geography optional preparation in 6 months, which is ideal time for any optional. In any optional, ideal time for preparation is 6 months, because UPSC ने notification में mention किया है, for optional the level of preparation should be BA, MA and up to honors level, right? Imagine I am a computer engineer and मुझे psychology optional लेना है. Psychology optional का syllabus is still basically honors level. That means BA के लिए 3 years, MA के लिए 2 years. 5 year का preparation में basically at least I need 5-6 months to prepare. How can I prepare in 2 months, 6 days? Is it possible logically? So basically, syllabus is vast, very true. But if it is managed in proper way, if you are having notes with you, and standard books, then definitely you can do 4 or 5 revisions, and depend upon that, this vastness can be compromised. You can prepare it logically, but for that you need again direction and experience. Because initially when I was also preparing, सब कुछ पढ़ता था मैं. ऐसे करने के बिल्कुल नहीं. If you're doing that 10 books for one topic, that essentially will increase the total number of books. That will not lead to increasing number of revisions. It will not lead to internalization of the topics. तो इसीलिए score कम आता है. Is it clear? Second myth is basically that geography is full of facts and figures. ऐसा है क्या? नहीं, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं. It essentially includes the concept which I told. For substantiating those concepts, you need facts. But in Indian geography, yes, you have facts, the name of the places, certain data, etc. that you need to remember. But facts का point is essentially for all the optional. ना? Anthro के लिए भी factual है, PSI के लिए भी factual है, सभी तरह facts है. So facts is not a problem. Next, it is a less scoring. Less scoring. Is it a true? I will tell you. यहाँ पे कहाँ पे मिलेगा? It is absolutely a myth. Absolutely a myth. I have a data. I will tell you the names also. So data says 2021 का All India rank 12. His name is Yakshart Shekhar. He has 306 numbers. Another student at Insights only. Her name is Kalpashri. She is All India third topper. She has 284. Another person, Naman Goel, All India rank 30. He has 272. The list continues for many students. In toppers, first 50 also, and in rest of the selection also. This was about 2021. Similarly, you have in 2022 Ravi Kumar. In 2019, you have All India rank 12, Ajay Jain. 2018, you have Junaid Ahmed rank 3. You have Pratham Kaushik rank 5. Ayush Sinha rank 7. That what I mean by this is that many times, most of the students have scored 300 plus in geography, but they had that type of preparation, dedication and approach. Is it clear? इसीलिए उनको नंबर आए. बाकी लोगों को नंबर क्यों नहीं आते? Because there is some missing link which they are not able to find, or they are not willing to find. These are the only two probabilities. So, is it scoring less? No, absolutely not. Nowadays, there is a myth XYZ optional is scoring very well. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. Nowadays, UPSC is absolutely bringing all the optional to the parity. Trust me. This is the fact. Only what matters is your consistency and persistency that you are going to show in a particular subject. मान लो, consider if you are going to opt for a particular literature subject, and your whole lifetime you are not ever read a newspaper or any books, and you are done engineering like that only, मतलब थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे with certain I would say backlogs and something, right? And then you are directly coming and taking literature. अरे कैसे समझ में आएगा? To understand literature, is it a cakewalk? Trust me on this. मतलब I'm not trying to tell one subject. Similar goes for example, I'm an engineer, and if I want to take a medical science option, ऐसे ही हो रहा है nowadays. This optional is scoring. So चलो ले लेते हैं. I had this in 10th standard. I had studied this. For example, in 10th, since I come from ICSE background, मेरे लिए 10th में commerce was one of the subject. So मैं commerce ले लूँ क्या optional? This is what people are thinking. At the end, if I'm interested in X subject, I should have interest. I should know that I'm going to persist in this optional subject for next 1.5 years to 2 years. My interest is going to remain there in that optional for at least 1.5 years. This is the reality. And such is a big marathon, long time duration. इसके लिए you should be loving that subject. If you are able to prepare that subject for longer hours, then easily you can master that subject. And there is no need of mastering also, rather I would say. Just understanding will give you good scores. That's it. So low scoring, I won't think it is true reality. And next is basically less number of selections. So again, just now I showed you a graph where 105 selections in 2021, तो उससे ज़्यादा 2021 में तो maximum number of selections were from geography. This is what the stats speak, not me. So these all of the myths, don't go by these myths. All this myths, vastness, factualness, less scoring is not a reality, because people are not knowing exactly what to do and what not to do from this books and resources. Since geography is a very popular subject, you have abundant amount of material on internet. Abundant, ये topper का notes है, वो topper का notes है आपके पास, right? But despite that, no one is able to clear with that topper का optional notes, right? Because you need to have your own notes. You have to pass to get nirvana. Buddha also got nirvana by meditating. Jaina, that is Mahavira, also had to meditate, na? मतलब each one has to pass through that phase. सबको जाना ही पड़ेगा, चाहे कोई भी ऑप्शन ले लो. By following his path, you won't get it. You have to do it on your own. You have to go and write the answers. Not again the topper is going to come and. You should be very precise with your approach. For that, you should know what is the books, resources, material, guidance, availability, etc. In our context, there are two types of books. One is basic, or I would say compulsory reading of these books is essential. Basic books और compulsory books एक है. दूसरे are essentially, what I mean here, the difference between these two is that without this you can't move here, right? That means these both are necessary books, but just for value addition and reference purpose, the books are different. So this is how I clubbed it in 3 headings rather than 2. You can club this both in one and this as other, right? So let me tell you which are the basic books first. So basic books for geography are as follows. सबसे पहले NCERT from standard 10, 11, 12. 11 में there are 2 books, Fundamentals of Physical Geography and India Physical Environment. Here you have India People Economy and here you have Human Geography. तो ऐसे कितने बुक्स है ये टोटल NCERT के? 5 NCERTs you need to essentially read. 11th standard के 2, 12th standard के 2, 10th का 1. Bare minimum reading. Second basic book is GC Leong. Without reading these, this is 1. Without reading these 6 books, don't move ahead, guys. इसके आगे बढ़ो ही मत. Installer or some other book, कुछ नहीं होगा उससे. You won't score. Trust me. Without having idea of these books, you won't move ahead. After this comes the important books for our optional syllabus. That is paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, first part क्या था? Part A क्या था? Physical geography. Physical geography के लिए the base or the essential book is basically Physical Geography by Savindra Singh. This is the most essential book and this is the book, compulsory book that you have to take and read. Okay, but books कितने बुक्स है सविंद्र सर के? 6 है. एक है फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी का. अंडर फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी विच कम्स जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, ओशनोग्राफी, बायोजियोग्राफी, एनवायरमेंट ज्योग्राफी. सविंद्र सिंह सर का इसका भी बुक है, इसका भी 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 है. टोटल 6 बुक्स. Should you take 6 books? Absolutely not needed. Absolutely, I'm saying. सिर्फ ये बुक में इट समराइजेस ऑल दिस थिंग्स इन वेरी गुड मैनर। सिर्फ ये जो टॉपिक है ना जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, द सेकंड पार्ट विच आई मेंशन्ड, साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन, डेनुडेशन, क्रोनोलॉजी, स्लोप डेवलपमेंट, इसके लिए just for reference I am writing reference, this is the most important book, most important book, this is for the reference purpose, you should be using geomorphology book, separate geomorphology book by Savindra Singh, only for reference. Reference means just going through, इसमें भी रेफरेंस के लिए ओनली सिलेक्टिव पेजेस रीडिंग, फॉर दैट डू यू नीड टू परचेज द बुक? डू नॉट परचेज द बुक। आपको पायरेसी मतलब ऑनलाइन यू विल गेट इट, राइट? यू रीड ओनली सिलेक्टिव पेजेस दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल, मतलब द बुक इज ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 700-800 पेजेस, आपको पढ़ना है सिर्फ और सिर्फ 40, 50 और 40 और 50 पेजेस, दैट ऑल्सो बैक टू बैक, मतलब 25-30 पेजेस इसेंशियल आपको पढ़ने हैं। सिलेक्टिव रीडिंग ऑफ द पेजेस विच आई टेल इन द क्लास, इसका भी मैं पीडीएफ ग्रुप में डाल दूंगा। इज इट क्लियर? फॉर रेफरेंस जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी बाय सविंदर सिंह, फॉर पेपर ऑन फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी इतना किया तो भी काफी है, मतलब वेरी मच सफिशिएंट। इज इट क्लियर? नो नीड ऑफ परचेसिंग डीएस लाल फॉर क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, नो नीड ऑफ एनी अदर बुक, ये this is just a reference book, again I am referring, this is a reference book for reference book number A. Reference book number B, reference book number B for physical geography is Rupa made simple book. Rupa made simple के दो बुक्स है, there are two versions, volume 1 and volume 2. Volume 1 essentially refers to physical geography, absolutely not needed, but बायोजियोग्राफी का जो टॉपिक है ना, बायोजियोग्राफी, इसमें पेपर 1 फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी में गाइस जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, उसके बाद क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, ओशनोग्राफी, बायोजियोग्राफी एंड एनवायरमेंट ज्योग्राफी, अभी तो रट्टा होना चाहिए आप लोगों का। फॉर दिस टॉपिक, ये जो टॉपिक है ना बायोजियोग्राफी का, उसमें से फॉर फ्यू टॉपिक्स ओनली यू नीड दिस बुक। इज इट क्लियर? और फॉर सर्टेन टॉपिक्स ऑफ जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी अगेन डू नॉट परचेज, आई विल गिव यू द स्नैपशॉट्स राइट ऑन द ग्रुप, सिर्फ सिलेक्टिव रीडिंग। सो स्टैंडर्ड बेस बुक कितना होगा अपना? ओनली 1 बुक। इज इट क्लियर? सो बेसिक एनसीईआरटी, GC Leong, and third which I Atlas. Atlas is the most important thing for geography. Without Atlas कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ पाओगे आप। दो Atlas है, but one which is more important is Oxford Student School Atlas. Oxford Student School Atlas, and दूसरा होगा Orient Black Swan. But purchase this Oxford Student School Atlas. Is it clear? ये तीन बेसिक प्लस Savindra Singh and then geomorphology only for reference which I will give, you don't purchase it. Rupa ka bhi only for reference which I will give, you don't purchase it, but this you take it. Is it clear? Next, now come to paper 1 हो गया, paper 1 physical geography हो गया, human geography, मतलब अभी तक कितने बुक्स हो गए? सिर्फ only 1, other than NCERT कितने बुक्स हो गए? Only 1. Now again important books for human geography are as follows. On geographic thoughts by Majid Hussain sir. Perspectives in geography हमने पढ़ा ना, perspectives in human geography, syllabus paper B chapter number 1. Perspectives के लिए this is what is the book that you need to refer, geographic thoughts. Reference के लिए you can use RD Dixit. You have many books, RD Dixit, Sudipta Adhikari, etc. कोई परचेस नहीं करना है. This you can purchase it. This I will tell you. Okay, इसका gist I will give you. This is compulsory. Second chapter, most important, which I told you. Tell me in the human geography. Models. So for models, there is a model, theories and laws book by by Majid Hussain sir. Is it clear? This is also a compulsory book. और तीसरा, you have something that is again human geography का separate book. Human geography separate book by Majid Hussain sir. By Majid Hussain sir. So these are the three important books for paper 1 section B. यहाँ पे आर डी दीक्षित के बाद सेकेंड रेफरेंस बुक इज रूपा मेड सिंपल पार्ट 2. ओके, दीज आर फॉर रेफरेंस, ये नहीं. सो टोटल कितने बुक्स पढ़े आपने? 3 + 1 4. These are important must read books because this human geography में क्या है आपको? Population and settlement. Population settlement. For economic geography, most of the things you will find here or on internet, right? Is it clear? These are the three books for human geography. This is a base book for physical geography. Now, Indian geography, that is paper 2. Indian geography. Indian geography के लिए the important component is mapping, right? इसके ऊपर compulsory questions are there. Mapping. For mapping, here you should have again, as I mentioned, compulsory Oxford student school atlas. मतलब the one which I told you ना basic में, that is needed here. Indian geography के लिए दो main books are there. Understand? Either Majid Hussain sir का Indian geography or DR Khullar sir का Indian geography. These are two books, out of which you can read any one. But from my perspective, you should read only one book. Don't go for both. That is Dr. DR Khullar book on Indian geography. This is the only book that you have to read for किसके लिए? Indian geography. मतलब total books कितने हुए? NCERT that you have to read anyway. GC long you have to read anyway for prelims and mains. Either you have geography or yes or no. Irrespective of that, you have to read that. Optional के लिए कितना? Fundamental physical geography Savindra Singh, 3 books of human geography और ये total 4 books if you are mastering, and trust me 270 तो कहाँ पे नहीं है. Value addition will do it, don't worry. But these 4 books, if you are having the art of mastering, revising, writing, adding the case studies, drawing the diagrams, if it is there, then you will definitely score good. Is it clear? Now, other than this, one of the student was asking, what are the different magazines that one should refer? Now, this magazine का part is a value addition part. ये सब कुछ आएगा. It's just like a icing on the cake. पहले केक तो बनने दो, right? मतलब सबसे पहले down to earth. You have down to earth magazine, important for geography. Then geography and you, योजना and कुरुक्षेत्र. इसमें से सबसे important ये दो है. These two are also important, but do not purchase anything. Is it clear? So I will just show you the pictures of the books and then I will take the questions. So I hope you got this. See, these are the basic 5 books. इसके बिना आगे बढ़ना नहीं आपको. 11th standard 2 books, Fundamentals of Physical Geography, which essentially includes the chapter of geomorphology, oceanography, climatology, biogeography, and environment geography. This is included paper 1 part A physical geography के लिए 5 chapters का basic is here. Indian geography का first chapter का पूरा basic is here. Indian geography का human geography का part, India, people and economy, that is settlement, population, economic geography, agriculture, ट्रेड एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, ये सब कुछ यहां में। ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी मीन्स पर्सपेक्टिव अबाउट द ज्योग्राफी। ये 4 बुक्स आर कंपल्सरी. This should be substantiated by GC Leong compulsorily. Is it clear? These are the 5 books, basic books, which you should not miss absolutely. Is it clear? So what he has asked is really good question. For example, here you have the topic of geomorphology, that is topic related to the rocks, geology, types of rock, metamorphic rock, sedimentary rock, igneous rocks, and weathering. ये यहाँ पे भी दिया है. And here also there is basically topic on geomorphology about rocks and weathering, both. For UPSC, I would suggest before reading Savindra Singh, it is wise to read both of it, because it's not a duplication of the same reading. Because to get, for example, this is the, I would say, a mouse which you are able to see from this perspective, right? This is also a true part of a mouse, and this is also one part of a mouse. So from both the perspective, if you want to see in the easiest language, then you have to read these both books. In that case, it would be wise to read both of them. Is it clear? Is it clear? मतलब दोनों पढ़ा तो it is going to help you. For example, weathering phenomena is going to be same either you study from here or here. It is not going to differ. But weathering phenomena mein, you can get additional probable additional diagrams or terms or examples. Is it clear? So for having 360-degree view, reading these two things is essential. Is it clear? So I would suggest to read both of it. These पांच compulsory, let that be repetition, कुछ भी ये पढ़ना है मतलब पढ़ना है. Is it clear? Physical Geography Paper 1 books. Base book is Physical Geography book by Savindra Singh sir. Now the cover page may have been different, recent edition ka, but this is how it looks. This is separate book of Geomorphology by Savindra Singh sir. Total thick book है ये. इसमें भी you will find only 30-40 pages are important. This is Rupa made simple publications part 1, that is Physical Geography, only for the reference purpose. So these two books you need not to purchase. This you purchase. Is it clear? These are Human Geography base books and reference book. Perspectives के लिए Evolution of Geographic Thought by Majid Hussain sir. This people keep, sometimes some of the people keep R.D. Dixit as the base and geographic thought here. Here you have R.D. Dixit sir ka book. This is geographic thought. This is also geographic thought. Both are geographic thought for one chapter only. Perspectives. This is by R.D. Dixit sir. This is by Majid Hussain sir. Few of the people keep this book as a base, this as value addition. But we'll keep geographic thought by Majid Hussain sir as a base book because it is easy to understand. R.D. Dixit sir ka book ka gist and summary, I will give it to you in the class while teaching. Is it clear? So you no need of purchasing it. Models and Theory, chapter number 5. Chapter number 5. उसके लिए एक बुक है, छोटू सा बुक है, very easy. Models and Theories by Majid Hussain sir. And this economic and social geography will help you for economic geography जो देखा ना हमने, उसके लिए this is important. And this essentially covers population settlement, but notes would be given, so no need of purchasing that. But ये तीन purchase करना पड़ेगा. No need of purchasing this. Rather, you can purchase this. Is it clear? Is it clear? So in total 3, these are the 3 and 1, 4 books. These are the reference books. Those were the base books. Indian geography के लिए डॉक्टर D.R. खुल्लर का एक ही बुक काफी है. Is it clear? Everything is, I hope everything is clear. In case you want to read, अगर इसके बाद भी time मिला तो from newspaper, then you can refer these things. Compulsory is Oxford Student School Atlas. This is Geography and U magazine. The example, this was the recent issues which directly deals with the landforms. Landforms is directly UPSC syllabus. So आप लोग out of interest for a case studies etc. you can read this, but only not complete magazine. एक या दो आर्टिकल्स, योजना and Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is very important for agriculture and for other topics. So these are the four. Again, you are down to earth, but I would suggest सबसे पहले in initial 2 months do not refer any magazine initially. Initially, 2 महीने के बाद once you build a base, then you can, for these things are just needed for case studies, examples, etc. Is it clear? So this is about the resources. So what I want to say essentially are these points. I hope you are clear with the syllabus of UPSC for geography optional, the nature of the geography topics for paper 1, paper 2, book list and the resources, uska the relevance of geography in prelims and mains. Okay, myths about the subject. Now, about the classes and teaching. Each day, there would be regarding the classes and the teacher. First topic, first point. I hope that this is visible. Each day, the classes shall be conducted for 3 to 3.5 hours per day. 3 से 3.5 घंटे क्लासेस चलेगी. Sometimes it can be 2.5 hours, sometimes it can go to 4 hours also, plus minus 15-20 minutes. For almost 5 days in a week, sometimes 6 days in a week. Sometimes 5 days in a week, sometimes 6 days in a week. Total number of hours I need to complete this are around 320 to 340 hours of teaching. That essentially means that I essentially need 4.5 months for complete geography, 4 to 4.5 months for complete geography, 4.5 months for complete geography teaching. In classes, each syllabus ka topic, again I am quoting, comprehensively it would be covered. मतलब syllabus का every topic I would take, every topic उसके ऊपर पढ़ाया जाएगा. Depending upon this topic, I will ask you to purchase this recent edition का question bank. This is only UPSC question bank, no other question bank. Here you will find the questions from 1986 till 2022. मतलब कितना years हुआ? 22 plus 14, 36 years का. All the previous year questions shall be discussed after teaching the topic. And after that, notes will be definitely provided in the class, as I showed. But ye notes may understand, notes would be dictated. Most of the notes would be dictated. Secondly, जैसे जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी का मैंने बुक बोला ना, उसका I shall give you the PDFs, or certain times I will give you the current affairs ka compilations. Most of the things would be in dictated forms and these are notes forms. So these are the 5 things that would be done in the classes, and uske baad you can keep, if for example if I teach geomorphic cycles today, for next 2 days you have been taught geomorphic cycle, and weekend, if on the weekend if you write few questions, I am going to evaluate that. Is it clear? And continuously मतलब mentorship वगैरह तो चलता ही रहेगा. Is it clear? For value addition, case studies and diagrams will also be provided. So this is about the classes and teaching. Daily 3 hours or 3.5 hours. Almost I need 320 hours, because last time I took a batch where we had 340 hours ka teaching in 4.5 months. But each and every point of the syllabus just now I showed was covered. Depending upon that, each topic was taught, previous year questions were discussed, notes were basically given, and case studies were also discussed. This will essentially help you to understand geography in 360 degrees. Iske baad you can write it, and iske baad you have to just revise, write. Itna hi karna. Is it clear? So this is how the classes are there, and this is how the finally I'm just showing you how the final, just I show how the notes etc. would be provided. This is how the teaching, each syllabus ka point, right? These are the syllabus points. I have just given linear formula. I have just given it in 111 point. Each topic I will teach. I will give you the notes. I will discuss the questions. Date wise, this student has written date wise the notes. For example, अभी ये देखो 18/10 मतलब September 18th का ये notes था. She has written very well. So that's the reason I had taken the photocopy. Other guys have also written. So I hope that you're understanding. It depends upon the student. Imagine the same thing I taught in last time for hundreds of students. But there were few students who were so religious and so, matlab, are you understanding? She has revised it for 2 times already. That means her preparation is up to next level right now only. There is some problem. Here you can see again the notes, diagrams, which I draw generally on the board. This is how easily you can draw all these things in your own notes. You have to write answers by using your own draw. मैं तो आके draw नहीं कर सकता ना. I can draw it here, and you also have to draw it. No, you have to learn it. So those things, date-wise, every way, it would be taught. Is it clear? So this is how the teaching is. Date-wise, she has written. Color pens वगैरह use करोगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. If you have still any doubts, any other guys, you can feel free to message me on Telegram. My name is Ashish Ghadge. You can message me on Telegram if you have any other doubts. Is it clear? Thank you very much.